I have no personal relationship with Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi has been here in this building at the point where the big tent had its retreat sometime in July this year. And that was actually the second physical contact that I had with him. But I had operated as his director of finance of the Obidient movement for more than a year now, appointed sometime last year. And as director of finance, I carried out my function as much as I can, and most of the time, supporting personally speaking. All right? So I have no personal relationship with him. I'm just his director of finance. Thank you so much. That answers that question. Who is bankrolling? He has answered. Why is this meeting holding in this place and not at the Obidient house? I resigned my directorship of finance of the Obidient movement about 2-3 days ago, and sent a letter to the headquarters that I was no longer going to continue in that role as a person, based on all of the points we've mentioned here, for the reason why the movement Nigeria has come to be. The meeting is holding here today because this is my facility. This is my hard-earned, the product of my hard-earned labor. This is my place. And if I am championing a new move, it's like holding the move in my house. They say charity begins at home. So this is my home, and I'm speaking from my home right now. And that is why I'm not in the Obidient headquarters. And the last question was, when last did I attend the meeting of the Obidient movement? I'm sorry to say that the lack of structure does not fit with my personality, the way I have grown as an architect of repute for the last 30 years. I have not been informed of meetings and activities for a while now. And you can imagine a director of finance in an organization not even knowing where or what is happening. Good morning, distinguished members of the press, fellow Nigerian, and everyone joining us across the country and beyond. My name is Dr. Peter Iroele Agada of the Movement Nigeria. Today is not just another announcement. Today is a declaration that a new generation of Nigerians are ready not just to complain, not to observe, but to organize. Because across our nation today, there is a shared feeling, a feeling that things can be better, a feeling that we deserve more, a feeling that Nigeria, with all its potential, has not yet become what it should be. From our cities to our rural communities, from young graduates searching for opportunities, a platform built, one, on simple ideas, that the citizens that are organized, informed, and engaged, when citizens are organized, informed, and engaged, change becomes possible. We are not built around personalities. We are built around participation and collective energy. We are not driven by noise. We are driven by structure. We are not here for moments. We are here for the long journey of nation building. Why this movement exists. Across Nigeria today, there is a growing awareness. People are asking questions. People are paying attention. People want to be involved. Let's not be overly negative of our past experience and sound only the drums of pessimism. To be fair, we the people have always been ready, passionate. We were ready in October 2020 during that historic attempt to reform the Nigerian Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS. Equally, we were well in 2023 when our poured out emotions completely into the then Obidient movement. But the structural and leadership system to properly organize us somehow never got built. It never got built during the NSAS due to being youthful. Youthful exuberance had a day. And unfortunately and unexpectedly never got built during the 2023 Obidient wave also. For some reason, that remains elusive to me and to all of us seated here. The movement Nigeria exists to bridge that gap, because the people can't afford to dwell in the past. Neither can we afford to dwell in regret. But we learned through those powerful movements that without structure, energy is lost. Participation becomes inconsistent, and impact becomes limited. The movement Nigeria exists to provide the missing structure. How will the movement operate? We will operate as an organized civil network of working Nigerians. Take note, working Nigerians across the country and beyond. Working Nigerians across the country and beyond. Through community-based groups, digital engagement platforms, civic education initiatives, leadership development programs. Our focus is simple: to connect all Nigerians who care and give them a system through which they can participate meaningfully. What is our end goal? Our long-term goal is clear: to contribute to building a Nigeria where 1. Citizens are actively involved. 2. Systems functions more effectively. 3. Leadership emerges from preparation, not chance. 4. The national development reflects our collective effort. We are not thinking in months. We are thinking in years, in decades, and in generations. How does this movement help Nigeria? We believe Nigeria improves when 1. Citizens understand their role. 2. People are informed about issues. 3. Communities are organized. 4. Participation becomes consistent. 5. This movement will encourage civil and citizen, political, economic, and social awareness, promote responsible engagement, support political and social leadership development, and finally, strengthen the culture of political and civic participation. Who can join this movement? This movement is open to every Nigerian who believes in responsibility and progress. Young people, professionals, entrepreneurs, students, workers, Nigerians in diaspora, and if you care about Nigeria, you actually belong here. How do you join? Joining is very simple. Through our digital platforms and community networks, Nigerians can register on our website, www.movementnigeria.ng. I repeat, www.movementnigeria.ng. Connect with others in their local areas, in their localities, through WhatsApp groups. Participate in discussion and physical location across all the states and local governments in Nigeria, and become a part of organized civic and volunteering activities in their communities. This is not about spectators. This is about participants and participation. What members will do when they become members of the Movement Nigeria? From day one, members will, 1, engage in civic and political education with their peers and their neighbors. 2, participate in structured discussion. 3, contribute ideas, support community-based initiatives. We are building a culture where people do not talk about change, but people become part of the change process. What makes this movement different from all the other movements that have been before now? What makes us different is structure, not just emotions, not just momentum, not abuses and insults, but organization, consistency, clarity, and long-term approach to national political development. On political engagement, as a civic movement, we recognize the political systems are part of national development. We are committed to engaging responsibly, transparently, and constructively with democratic organizations or parties. And that is what we are here to build. As a coordinated, organized, and engaged citizenship movement, that is what we're here to actually construct, the Movement Nigeria. This is not the end of something. This is the beginning of Movement Nigeria, the movement of the working but struggling people of this great nation. I repeat, it is the movement of working but struggling people of this great nation. I thank you very much for your time, and I wish Nigeria all the best. Nigeria shall be greater, Nigeria shall be better, and Nigeria shall be brighter. Thank you so much. Like he was trying to say, this is a movement of all Nigerians who mean well, who want to develop their country. If you look at our logo up there, it's not showing clearly, but there's a product called labordirect.com. Now, labordirect.com, incidentally, has been presented to every government that has been in this nation since 2006 to date. It is a solution, community solution-based product and approach where Nigerian professionals will run their project, construct, develop, supervise, implement, deliver, and utilize the projects. Presented to His Excellency Ebele Goodluck Jonathan in 2006, Pastor Tunde Bakare Buhari ticket looked at it. Patutomi is on it. Nasir El-Rufai is on it. Ezekwesili, all of this on record. Now, asking me of who this movement is supporting, we are just generating the solutions to what we think this nation needs to move forward and bringing back this wealth of experience to the fore. We will invite anyone who will agree at this point in time to drive Nigeria in that direction, and that is the person who will support at the end of the day. So at this point in time, I would say to you that what we're doing right now is we are taking our principles, what we need to do in this country, to granular details so that anyone can jump on it and become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So we are not, in essence, we are not supporting one particular person. I said in the news, in the speech, it's not built on any personality. It is not for Ashiwaju, it is not for Obi, it is not for Atiku or any one of them. Thank you so much.
All right, I supposed to ask the question, even though are you still obedient in another movement? This movement, where are you going to? Where are you heading to?
Okay.
The last one. 2027 election is around the corner. Even what I will say is the primary elections whatsoever that somebody should do is supposed to be in the next 1 or 2 months. And you are still saying we don't have a candidate, we don't, anybody can come and join and do this and that. Please, can you specifically tell me, who are you going to support? Who is there in your mind? Actually, even if you don't wish to mention name, will you mention some description so that we can understand?
Can you describe that person? I will tell him. I will answer the first part of the reason why we are not there anymore. He will answer the second part of who. Can you answer that question? Okay. All right. We said it here during the speech that there was a very powerful move in 2020 by NSAS. It became a frittered, okay, because of youthful exuberance. There was no organization. The intent of those kids was very powerful, was very novel, and it was very, very impactful. But youthful exuberance. Again, we came in 2023 using personal capacities, resources, relationship, and everything we have. We generated a massive movement called the Obidient movement, which was very impactful. Again, energy is lost for one singular reason: no structure. I am an architect. I am used to building structures, physically speaking, architecture and structures. I saw through this from the beginning. I said it. In fact, my first meeting with Mr. Peter Obi in the house of our board of trustee members, Elder Felix Ohiwere, Elder Felix Kolade, in the presence of Mr. Patutomi, with a laptop in my front, professionals called from all over the world. This happened in Ikoyi in 2022. And all we were telling Mr. Obi was structure. Structure and structure. It never happened. So today we are here because there's no structure and we do not want to lose the energy of the youth. That's basically the reason why we're here. And we are creating a more encompassing movement. Because if you also know, even when we had the Obidient movement, there were Obidient in other political parties, scattered all over the place. I hope you know, APC had some. Now we want a situation where we can gather all of us together and possibly even have the APC come under this movement. This is the movement of Nigerian people. All right? So that is the intent. I don't know if I've answered your question.
Yeah, you're right.
So your second question is about the timing, right?
Yes, exactly.
And who are we supporting?
And
What is the nature of the person we are supporting?
why I think Nigerian pick so much energy around president, right? Okay, so let's say we pick an individual for president. Who is going to represent your constituency? Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Gombe.
Why can't you represent Gombe if you are? It's a movement of Nigeria.
As a journalist,
As a journalist, it's against your profession to actually represent your people.
I need to resign from journalism.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you feel like representing Nigeria is actually it matters to you enough, do you understand? This is not. I was never a member of Obidient movement, but I was in Labour Party. I have never for one day claimed to be a member of Obidient movement, but I'm a well-meaning Nigerian who love Nigeria. I associate with Professor Pat Utomi because of his intellectualism, right? It resonates with me that Mr. Peter Obi, right? But I actually joined in that movement in 2023. I noticed the lack of coordinations. I was the National Youth Director for Mobilization Directorate of Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council, but I was never an Obidient. Many people will say they are Obidient. I was never one. No, those who know me would always tell you, right? But I'm a well-meaning Nigerian, and I know the pains of how Nigerians feel. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So at the end of the day, if push comes to shove, I am willing to actually pick a ticket to represent Nigerians in my own constituencies. I hope you can actually be bold enough to do that too. I hope you can be bold enough not to be afraid to say, let's represent Nigeria. Even if we're not going to win, which we are, because we are more than them, right? At least let's show Nigerians that we can try. This partisanship, who do you belong to? Why do you belong to? I mean, I don't really understand it. A movement should never be built around a personality. It should be built around an ideal. If the personality moves from one place to another tomorrow and you don't like where he moves to, are you going to just be there? With what has happened now? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? A movement should be about the ideology. I don't even feel that a movement should be named after an individual, right? A movement should be about Nigeria. It should be movement Nigeria. And if I do not like who represents that particular place, I will say, okay, I don't like this person, but this movement, I love what it represents. I told some people on social media, on Twitter space sometimes, say, I came to Labour Party because I love the ideals of the working class people, right? January 2022. Mr. Peter came later after. People assume that the moment you are in Labour, you have to be an Obidient. And I told them that Mr. Peter he met me in this party. And there is a possibility that he's going to leave and I'll still remain in the party if the party's ideal still actually resonates with me. So it's never about the party or who are you working for. I don't naturally believe. I have a very, very ideological nature. That even if you're actually feeding me, the moment I notice that you are not towing the line of what is right, I will just turn back. So it's never about. I hope that a lot of Nigerians can see this movement Nigeria, as their movement, as their liberation. We hope that we can actually galvanize our energy enough, all of us together, and we say we are the majority. Hopefully, Nigerians will actually be inspired enough, and we will make them get inspired to that point. I mean, I hope I've been able to right answer to your question.
Timing.
The timing.
Time factor.
So if 1,000 people or 2,000 people get interested in Nigeria from their constituency, would timing still be the issue? The bottom line is let's reach as many Nigerians as we can. We do have the time. You see, time is elastic, right? The moment you feel you don't have the time becomes very compressed for you and you become very frustrated. But if you tell yourself that you do have the time, 1 month is enough to actually propagate a movement. There are so many of us out there, right? So many of us currently that we are discussing with. Do you understand? And then by this press conference, many people will still get to know about it, right? There are those who will look at this press conference and say, come again. But I can assure them that by April, May, June, July this year, they will say, we thought these people are not serious. But now we can see that they are serious. Do you understand? Many people are not early adopters of innovations. They just don't like it. And we understand that very well.